Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about a recent duo that I've been having so much fun playing with, and one that is amazing when doing domains, and that is the Venti and Ayaka duo, and why these two work so well together. So then, the first thing you'll notice about this duo is the crazy amount of numbers that happen when you use both of their bursts. I mean, there's a ton of numbers that come on screen. I thought using Kazuha's burst was crazy, but oh man, it's nothing compared to this. So why is this duo so good? Well, the big reason is their bursts. So we have Ayaka's burst that sends a sort of cryo whirlwind that will continuously do damage to enemies inside of it, and it's so good. And with the cryo characters, you don't really have to worry about building crit rate, as they get so much from not only the cryo resonance if you are running another cryo character, which most times you are going to be running one in your party, but also her best artifact is the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, which gives a further increase in crit rate. And so the only thing you need is a way to make all the enemies stay grouped in one space. And who's best for that? Well, we have Venti. So Venti has been one of the better supports in the game for quite some time, just due to how much crowd control the guy can bring, not only with his burst but also his skill, and also with the somewhat recent elemental mastery buffs, he is hitting harder than ever. And so when you use his burst in conjunction with Ayaka, then you can pretty much one-shot some domains, just due to how much damage this combo can do. So it's been one of my favorite things to do when farming a domain. The only situations it can fall off a bit is in single target scenarios or scenarios with very large enemies, as Venti's burst won't be able to group them together. Now, as I just mentioned, it does fall off a little bit when dealing with few enemies, but this is more of a domain farming team, or even for some levels of the Spiral Abyss. And so if you know you are facing a single enemy or very few enemies, then maybe changing out Venti for someone like Kazuha will be an excellent choice, as the boost in damage that Kazuha brings is so useful for Ayaka. As for the weapons and artifacts and stuff I like to run on these two, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. For Ayaka, a crit damage sword like her best in slot Mist Splitter is amazing and can pretty much double your DPS due to how strong it is. Now sadly I did not manage to get it, and so I've been running the black sword, which is okay. It means I'll definitely be critting all the time, but I probably don't need to run it due to how much crit rate I get from my artifacts and such, which, speaking of them, I run the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer due to the amount of crit rate it provides. I've heard people running 2 pieces along with 2-piece Gladiator, but I feel that giving up the crit rate 4-piece set provides is a bit too much, so I wouldn't recommend that. Now for Venti, giving them the Stringless is by far the best weapon, as boosting your skill and burst damage is just amazing, as well as giving them elemental mastery is amazing, as it is the best for support Venti. The artifacts again are going to be the 4-piece Viridis and Veneer, as this set is just too good not to run. And pretty much all the Anemo characters will run this, because the 4-piece set that reduces the elemental resistance of the enemy by the element in Venti's burst is just too good to pass on, and will make a noticeable difference in your DPS. Now lastly, one sort of negative thing about this duo is that sadly they are both 5 stars, as well as they aren't in the standard banner. And so if you don't have one, you're going to have to wait until they come around again, and at least for Ayaka, it's probably going to be quite a while, seeing as she was released not too long ago, but one can hope, as I wouldn't mind getting more of her constellations, as well as her best in slot weapon. But yeah, if you are looking for a very competent duo who are very good when clearing domains, and while it takes a bit to get to that point, I'm still a bit off sadly. I can usually clear the weaker mobs, but some of the tougher mobs sometimes survive. But maybe if I improve my Venti and Ayaka a bit more, I'll reach that point. But anyways, please try them out. I promise you won't be disappointed. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.